welcome back to MVA. Today we're going to be talking about getting a job. This is something that you are all going to have to do at some stage. Well, unless you're lucky enough to win the lottery. Sadly, that hasn't happened for me yet, but you never know. This could be getting a part-time job during university or summer holidays or embarking on your chosen career. No matter when this is, it is extremely unlikely that you will just walk into a job without some form of application. But before we get to you actually applying for a job, the business has to realize that it actually needs someone first. So why might a business need to hire employees? There are a number of reasons. They might be doing really well and want to expand, have internally promoted someone so a gap exists, have someone leaving temporarily like maternity leave, or have employees leaving. Employees leave all the time, and sadly, for some businesses, they can find it difficult to keep staff. This might be because the work is hard, hours are unsocial, the pay isn't great, or, you're just unlucky. Whatever the reason for them leaving, it will be important that businesses try to recruit new staff as quickly as possible. The recruitment process can be time-consuming, and so businesses want to make sure that they get it right as soon as possible. So now they know they need new workers. Next is to decide the type of work. Do they need them full-time or part-time, casual, seasonal, or temporary? The recruitment process shows all the steps from realizing they need employees all the way to actually selecting the best person for the job. In this video, we are just going to focus on the recruitment side, which will actually take us up to advertising the job. Then in the next video, we will look at how they select the best candidate from those who actually apply. The two main documents the business needs to continue the process and to try and ensure they are hiring the right person are a job description and a person specification. Let's look at both in a little more detail. If you've ever watched the TV show Catchphrase, their advice is just say what you see. And it works here too. The job description literally describes the job that is available. Obviously, it's a bit more detailed than this, but generally it includes a job title, location, salary, duties, roles, and any responsibilities to and for. This document really has two uses. Firstly, the business uses it to draw up their person specification. Once they know what the job is, they need to know the type of person to do it. But it can be equally important to potential applicants, as they can read it to give them information about the job to help them decide whether or not to apply. Just recently, my brother was considering a new job similar to his current position, but had better hours. No weekends, no evenings. But he decided against applying as their work seemed more repetitive, and weirdly, it didn't tell him the salary, so he wasn't able to see if it was a better option for him. Secondly is the person specification. This will set out the person that is needed to be able to do the job described in the job description. They usually fall under the main headings of qualifications, experience, qualities, and skills. You will often see the terms essential and desirable in this document, as it helps the business to choose the best applications for the selection stage. The general rule of thumb is if you don't have the essential criteria, don't bother applying. Okay, so now the business knows exactly the type of person they need to do the job. I wonder, is there anyone in the business already who could meet all the criteria? This is something that businesses sometimes do, especially for a promotion. They already know the employee, and more importantly, the employees know the business, how it works, rules, policies, etc. would save them a lot of time and money. But if the perfect person is out there just waiting, Decisions. This choice is internal or external recruitment, and depending on the type of job and the culture within the business, recruitment is likely to be one or the other. McDonald's are very good at promoting from within their business. In fact, many of their store supervisors and managers started as cashiers and worked their way up. They use it as a way to generate loyalty and motivation. McDonald's and the hospitality industry in general have quite a high turnover rate, so anything that helps to minimize this is always a win. So, how are we going to get people to apply? The business needs to find out information about each candidate to know that they have all the essential criteria from the person specification and even some of the desirable. Again, this is depending on the type and level of job, But the most common way to get all the information you need is by filling out an application form. This can be adapted with questions to make sure you have all the relevant information. A CV is also a possibility, but the information you receive will be more general and not tailored to what you need or want to know. Some businesses may also ask for an additional cover letter, asking you to explain how you meet the criteria or why you feel like you're suited for the job. This is usually for higher level jobs and is a way for businesses to get a real idea of whether the person would be a match for their business. I must admit, things are a lot easier now that you can complete applications online. Imagine writing them by hand every time you need to apply for a job, and even worse if you make a mistake. The final step of the recruitment process is to advertise the job. Simple? Well, again, there are always options. There are a number of options open to businesses, and again, depending on the type of job, some are more useful than others. You will have realized that I have said, depending on the type of job, quite a lot in this video. This is an excellent way to get evaluation marks in the exam. You are showing that you know that each answer is only suitable for certain situations. Making sure you pick the relevant ones for the case study is extremely important. So, back to advertising the job. There are a few options to consider, but the main choices are local or national newspapers or specialist publications, both in paper or online. For example, the TES is a great place for teaching jobs. Job centers. These are government-run and now are online, so easy for potential candidates to look through all the jobs available, and importantly, for the business, free to advertise. Headhunting. This is where people are targeted for a job, usually at a higher level. Employment agencies. These are businesses that specialize in recruitment. They help businesses recruit staff by charging them a fee. They usually have a good supply of potential applicants on their database. Platforms such as LinkedIn. Sometimes businesses will receive emails or letters from potential candidates inquiring about positions and might hold on to these for the future. Or they may have heard about the job from someone who works there. These are probably not the best ways to get enough people on to apply, but again, it depends on the type of business. Okay, so that covered the recruitment process. Now the business just has to wait for all the applicants to come in, and they can start the selection process to try and select the best person for the job. Overall, the Human Resources Department is in charge of the recruitment process, whereas the managers or specific departments might be much more involved with the selection side of the process. The aim of the Human Resources Department is to try and get as many good applicants to apply for the position as they can. Look out for the next video to see how a business goes about choosing just one candidate from all the applicants who have applied. I'm Swarna with MBA. Thanks for watching.